G'day YouTube, my name's Lance and welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well, the weather report, look, it's hot. Looks like 22 to 32 today, so 22 is as cold as it got overnight. 32 today. Today we've got a little bit of a breeze happening and there is a little bit of cloud cover coming across, so what that means is that the shed will creak and groan all day, and if we get into any other video, well, we'll have to sort of account for that. We'll have to use the Tascam and the remote microphones and that, but often with the stew and things like that, I just don't do that. I just shoot it out and away we go. I've got two cameras going at the moment. I've got the top one here, that the main one, then down the bottom I've got the GoPro. Now, I bought this GoPro 9, and when I was trying to film the back end of the John Deere, it just shut off and I couldn't quite work out what went on, what time it took to shut off. But I think now, the reason I'm running two cameras today with this is I'll try and swap and change. The GoPro looks a lot lighter and brighter than my standard camera that I use, than the Lumix, Panasonic Lumix FZ300 I think it is. And that's my old faithful I go to. I know how to work it pretty well. There's still some stuff I don't know about it, but when I see the two viewfinders there together, there's quite a difference. But what I find is after say 2 minutes, the viewfinder on the GoPro goes out, but the little red button, the little red indicator keeps flashing on the top. So I'm just testing today with both cameras going just to see. Well, it's just gone out just now, and the little button, the little light's still flashing. So at the moment, I can look at the GoPro down here, and I suppose it's going, and my main camera up the top. Well, I know it's going, I can see the screen. So, but the GoPro screen goes out. It's probably a battery saving measure, but we watch a lot of YouTube on people, touring around Australia, caravan, and people that have packed their family up and gone for a lap, and we just find that interesting, Judy and myself. And people have the GoPro on the selfie stick and they're going along chatting away, and I often wonder, if it's like mine and the screen goes out, how do you know it's looking at you and you haven't got half your head chopped off? That's what I worry about. But anyway, you never know. You never stop learning with all this stuff. But anyway, we'll see. It's really busy at work still. We have a couple of quiet days through the week, but it's just usually just flat. So and by the time I've been getting to work at 5:30 in the morning, and I try and get home between 2 and 3 and 4 or 5. I try and shoot through early every day anyway, if I possibly can, and come home and get some stuff done. But when that afternoon heat kicks in, and sometimes you don't feel like doing too much. With the Colorado toolbox, we're doing some wiring in there for. See, in the past, I've had the MPPT solar input device and smart charger, DC charger, and that in between the seats on the car. But I've decided to mount that permanently inside where the fridge is on the front toolbox on the ute, and that way there's only one wire coming in to power the whole system up. The solar panels are already up the top, so it's okay. It'll just be a bit tidier, and I found an old bit of aluminium sheet here, so I've folded that up the suit, and I've used my threaded rivets to get a little panel made. And but I asked Judy was going shopping on Saturday, and I said, can you find me some of that marine carpet that we can glue to it all? And we're actually, where the fridge goes, we're going to line that like we've lined the whole sleeping area with marine carpet. Now, if you use marine carpet and you use the glue for the fake grass, the artificial turf, it sticks really well, and that's what we've done in the camping section of our canopy. And there's no condensation, it insulates it well, it's just a good thing. So where the fridge is and all this wiring is, we're going to insulate all that so there's no condensation there in the area. It'll insulate the fridge a little bit better. I have a vent down the bottom and one out the top for a bit of airflow on a hot day, but for cold mornings and that, it does get a bit of condensation on the roof, so we're going to insulate that. So that's gone, so you haven't got your electrics where there can possibly be condensation. So, but yeah, Judy went to Bunnings the other day. Well, they've sold out. It seems the whole country's sold out of everything at the moment. Even tractor parts, you know, we're slowly pulling stuff off eBay and pulling stuff off the website if we realise we haven't got stock at the moment. It's gone to shit really. But anyway, we're trying to keep our stock levels up and keep things happening that way. I've got the Triton behind me here. It's a 2017 Triton, and it's a good car. I really rate this car, and it's just done 21,000 k's. So over the next couple of weeks, I thought I had a bit of time, but you know, you go daydreaming. And I got the solar all working now. The solar's working really well. I tested that over the weekend with the fridge off and the fridge on, and just checking the little lights under the solar controller, just to see when they blink and what they. I have an instruction on what they mean, but I just wanted to see them go through the paces. So look, it's going really well. It charged the battery up to where it started flashing, and the battery was full. And look, it was sitting on about 13.5 volts in there. So look, that's fine. And so I cranked the fridge up and watched the voltages. Just voltage, not amps, just go up and down and go from there. But, on December 19, we were packing the ute up here and the caravan, and we got to go to a family friend's 30th birthday party. So, and that's it's about 3.5, 4 hours drive away. So that's a job we'd normally just do with the Colorado, but the Collie at the moment, well, you know, we've traded it on the new ute, and I'm just doing bits and pieces to it, so I haven't got the camping canopy on, so, and they've said, you know, we're welcome to take the caravan over, so we're going to do that, and so we'll tow it behind the Triton. The Triton is all set up for that. You know, we've got the Anderson plug at the back to charge the fridge while we're driving along and the whole bit, so we are set up for it, but we just use the Collie more because it's just more of a truck, a bit tougher, and but I've got to put the towing mirrors on today, and it's coming up for service, so I've got to service it. I wasn't going to worry because I thought I had another fortnight and I'd service it just before we left, but then other family friends that our kids grew up with over in Mergen there, their young blokes having the 30th the weekend before, so, and they're about 3 hours away, I suppose, 2.5, 3, and so yeah, we said, oh, we'd love to come, so that counts out a couple of weekends in the shed here for sure, and so yeah, so today where I was going to muck around tractors and bug around a bit early, well now I'm servicing vehicles and changing mirrors and making sure everything's all right, ready to go, so which is going to make Christmas quite hectic because on the 12th there's a birthday party, so we'll be away for the weekend of the 12th, and we'll also be away for the weekend of the 19th, and then it's Christmas, and so there you go. But with the shop, normally we close over Christmas from something like Christmas Eve, or you know, however the days go, and we don't open up till after January. But last year when we did that, and myself and Judy, particularly Judy, was in packing parcels, and it was just no break for us. So this time Nicole's going to have a week before Christmas and Christmas holidays, and Ross is going to have the Christmas break, and he's going to have a week after. So there'll be Judy, myself and Al keeping the show going. We'll be closed on public holidays, but it's a frustrating bloody time because of the Christmas, some of the IPEX and the couriers, you know, they have skeleton staff. There's not a lot of stuff moving around, so instead of having until 3 o'clock in the afternoon to get your order in and get it out, got a little bird sitting up here singing away now. I can't even see it. And but yeah, instead of being able to get the order done by 3 in the arvo, well, oh no, they're only doing one pick-up at 11, so getting parts to people over that Christmas break is painful. So, but anyway, we're going to go in and we're going to try and keep on top of all the eBay sales. And last year our new website was just kicking in. It's been going 12 months now, and look, it's going really well. It's knocking out a lot of sales. So we've got the website that was just winding up last Christmas, plus eBay. eBay's were about 10% up from our normal eBay sales as well. So there's going to be a lot to do. So with Judy and Alan in there packing and all that, I can do a bit of phone work and I can bugger a few things up, see how I go. So see what happens. I had a play with cleaning the canopies on the trike, on the Colorado, and I bought some Septone Alley Bright, and the weather at the moment, I'm having trouble getting it all to work. And it's no fault of the product. I can see where it etches in and all that sort of thing, but it says spray it on, so I've bought a proper sprayer and I've diluted it 7 to 1 and I've tried it 5 to 1 sort of thing. And you spray it on and you let it sit for a bit, but you don't let it dry out. But in our heat here at the moment, in the afternoon breeze, this is what I was trying to do last week through the week. Well, you spray it on and you do a patch this big and you spray it on, you think, right, I'll just leave it for a minute. You go and grab the hose, turn the hose on ready and it's dry. And it says don't let it dry on, so I'm going to have to try and find a shady spot out of the wind, and I also thought instead of spraying it on, I'm just going to get an old cheap broom and have a bit of a bucket of water. I'll just try and scrub it in, and that should keep it liquid and not dry out, so it can do its stuff. But I tried it on the 2 little toolboxes underneath the tray on the right hand side, the Alley Bright. And look, it did bring it up, but I can just see a couple of little streaks where it runs off the checker plate. So that's why I thought a broom would probably make it more even. So the plan is to try that today, out that end of the shed, the Savo, when the sun, that end will be a bit protected from the wind and the sun won't be on it this afternoon. But in the meantime, I've got to service the Triton today. I've got the oil draining, I got it up on the hoist, got all the bash plates. I've got all big stainless steel bash plates under it. The new vehicles, they put these little bits of tin under them, and being an automatic transmission, they have a tin sump underneath them and they just leave that out in the open. So I think, if you're going to go off-road a bit or do something like that, you need a bit of protection. So I'll put protection underneath, but I will show you on the diff on the Triton, you have the main diff, the banjo, then you have the centre. Then underneath they've got this rubber weight on the automatics, and I for the life of me can't see what it does. It's supposed to be some anti-vibration thing in the diff, but it's heavy bloody thing. So I've been talking to other blokes and they say, oh, take that off, it'll get hung up. If you're out four-wheel driving a bit, it'll get hung up on something. So I've taken it off just this morning and I'm just going to see what it does, see if there's a noticeable difference in what this thing does. But one thing about the Triton that I like too is all the drive shafts underneath have got grease nipples on. The Colorado never had, and some of the other cars never had, so I reckon these are a pretty good old rig really. The new ute that's coming, we've been starting to buy bits and pieces for that. So I've got a console, I've bought the UHF radio now, and a few bits and pieces like that are starting to turn up. So when the ute comes, that's all I'll do for probably a few weeks. I'll have it up on the hoist and do all the rust proofing and all that. But last week I was saying about the accountant a few weeks back now was telling me I had to get in and claim the tax concession, the 100% write-off. It had to be done by the 31st of December, but back a little bit before, the government put a thing through. They knew everyone was struggling getting product and getting parts and all that like we are. And so they've given us till the 30th of June to get our ducks in a row and see how we go from there. So that's taken the pressure off with the ute a bit. So I rang the suspension people because we were having trouble getting the suspension kit out of Melbourne and to get the GVM upgrade and the GCM upgrade. And I rang them and you know, they were going to talk to their accountants and just check and see, but it looks like there's been an extension, so that's good in one way that I can claim it all through the business, but the other thing is everyone backs off a bit then, so it's a bit later than normal, but doesn't matter. We're no mad rush. I've still got the Colorado to drive around in, I've got this one to drive around in, and Jude's got a little Yaris to play in, so yeah, we'll just see, see what happens. But Jude's been off Christmas shopping, and then yesterday, Sunday, yeah, Mum came over for the afternoon, so I just haven't been able to get up the shed much, and plus I've had these utes on my mind. I've been doing a little bit of that, so we'll see. You can hear the shed's just starting to creak and crack now. It's not too bad, but yeah. It'll be interesting to see. The GoPro's still flashing there, and there's no screen showing. So I'll be interested to see the difference in the picture quality, the sound quality, all that sort of thing. Because the GoPro, I've even had the GoPro underwater, and it seems to be a good thing. So Jude and I are going to do a bit of travelling next year, and I'd like to get on top of the GoPro, work it out, and put a little dash mount on so you can see down the road where we're driving. I'll buy a few of those little dash mounts, and I'm going to put them on tractors and things like that, so I can just pop a little GoPro on and away we go, and yeah, just document our trips. Next year, we were just doing the calendar, you know, for the holidays, and we give our staff a rostered day off every month, and so what that means is one Monday a month they get a day off on full pay. And how that works is, in Australia the standard working week's 38 hours. Well, everyone that works in our business, they just put in more than we ever asked for which we're very grateful. And but so they work 40 hours a week, and instead of doing a 7.6 hour working day, they work up a day off. And so one Monday a month they all get a long weekend, whether there's one there or not. And if they're lucky, they can tack it onto a bank holiday or a long weekend or something. And look at, if you've got your staff rested up a bit, and you know, they've got time to do their own business, and you know, a bit of time to puddle around and do what they'd like to do. Yeah, look, it's just good. And so now we have two shifts going in the shop now too. So Ross and Alan take it in turns at getting there at 7 AM Queensland time, and that accounts for two things. One of them is the phone's in New South Wales. Everyone in New South thinks that everyone's on their time, and so the phone starts ringing, bloody, you know, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, because they think you're there. You start early, but they don't allow for daylight saving. But our freight comes in early. We're going with another freight company. So another thing that helps the staff is Ross and Alan take it in turns at starting at 7 down the bottom, just to start unpacking parts. I'm usually there, and but then that gives them a chance. Whoever starts early can go home at 3:30 in the Arvo, and that they're still working up time for their rostered day off. So every second week they knock off at 3:30 in the Arvo, but they've got to start early. Works well. Seems to be working okay. Yeah, we'll just see how it all goes. There's apart from I don't know if I've got enough of that switch panel to show you on what I've been doing with that. It's one of those jobs where you stand there looking at it a lot, and you put it, then you bring it over to the fold, and you fold it a bit, then you take it back, and a bit more or a bit much, and then you mark your holes and you bolt something on and you check. And I've got another couple of parts coming. I've got a switch panel coming for it, and a C-Tech Smart Pass. It sort of boosts up your 12 volt to your back system. I've got that coming, so I can't finish that off until I get that, and I can't find the marine carpet. So that's just how it goes. Yes, I've been doing no machining. I've just been out buggering around working on utes, and yeah, I've got the tractor. My 1640's had a Dickey battery, so we've been buggering around getting that going. Then Saturday, Jude had a heap of bushes and that from the garden. She's been doing a bit of pruning. It's dry, like we've got stuff in the garden dying, and so yeah, she's pulling all the dead branches and all that sort of stuff out. And So Judy had tractor driving lessons on Saturday, and look, you see, it's good. I said, it's easy, isn't it? She said, yeah. So, and the funny thing is, in her early life, before I met her, she worked on farms and dairy farms and all that, and she knew how to drive tractors and that, but then, often I'd put her on Goldie, and, if she had something to go with the carrier, she'd jump on Goldie and off she'd go, but the John Deere seems a bit bigger. So anyway, she's right now, got the bucket working and all that, so I probably lost the tractor, I don't know. And then she's saying, well, probably while I got that tractor going, I probably should grab a bucket of the stuff you cleaned out of the dam last year and bring it up and top the garden beds up the front there. And I said, yeah, all right. That's the go. So I might have a new tractor operator on the place. We'll see, but all the dude shoots off yesterday. Christmas puts a lot of pressure on people, and dude, I've got to get, your brother-in-law and sister-in-law, my sister and that, got to get them some presents and get that packaged up and down to Sydney. Then there's some going to Perth, and it's just pressure. You've got pressure from work and pressure for all this other stuff, and it's just we never particularly enjoy the build up to Christmas. We're always knackered. I'm usually worn out. The end of the year you're worn out in the heat and all that sort of thing. So you got to flog yourself along with a stick just to keep yourself moving. And Jude, she's off shopping and trying to think of family and all that sort of thing. That's just how it works. So that's about it for the stew. Not an awful lot going on. I'll get this serviced. I've got to see if I've got an oil filter now. I don't know if I have. I've dropped the oil out, and I had a couple of kits up here, but then I think one of them's for the wrong engine. So I'll just have to see. I might have a filter, I might not. It might be a quick run into Repco or Mitsubishi or somewhere to pick up a filter, who knows. But that's it. When I've got the car up next, I'll show you that rubber ballast from on the front of the diff, and I'm just not 100% sure. And I'll see how I go, and I might be able to give you a bit of a look at the cleaning the alloy if I can. It's got to be a cooler day to get that stuff to work correctly, so we'll see how we go from there. So that's it, everyone. Thanks for dropping by. It's just a quickie today. I just don't have time to sit and work on tractors at the moment. I got a parcel from Quality Tractor Parts actually that with the extension on the 135 multi-power, I'm putting 188 foot plates on, and so I found a nice wide foot plate for 188. So I ordered them, and of course everyone's out of bloody stock, and Sparex don't have them. I will went to Sparex for sure. So anyway, they came in the other day, so I'm yet to have a look at them, but that gives me the longer foot plate for that 6-inch extension. So they're there. I've got to unpack them and just check that they're all right, not damaged or anything. And I might get something bolted on. We'll just see what happens, see how far I get with this car. I've got to unbolt the mirrors off the doors, and I use clear view mirrors, towing mirrors, so they're quite a wide mirror, but they're great when you're towing. And so I've got to get them on today and get the car serviced and all the tyres ready and all that. Just make sure it's good. The caravan, I finished the plumbing on the caravan on yesterday morning, and I got the final pipes going into the back tank. Now I've got, they give you this tank cleaner to sterilise your water tank, so I've got that sitting in. You've got to leave it in for a minimum of 24 hours, but look, it just smells like chlorine to me, and it probably is. So I've got to get up there and drain those tanks now, then put a fresh load of water in, let it sit and drain them and all that. So in the middle of a drought we're dumping water, but we're actually catching it all in buckets and putting it on the garden. So it's quite a rigmarole, but we'll see. So thanks for dropping by, everyone. Have a great week, and hopefully we'll catch up next week. Okay, they're the bash plates I've put under the Triton. All laser cut and everything out of 3mm stainless. So the black one, it sits up under the front there. Quite a bit of breeze coming in here now. It sits under the front there, that black piece, but the rest are all 3mm stainless, all folded up, so she's tough as nails underneath there. Now, it's a bit glary there, isn't it? Now, I'll grab this weight, and that's in there. It's just a rubber weight, and it just sits on the diff there. Nothing hooks to it. Where am I? There. Yeah, nothing hooks to it or anything. It just sits there. So anyway, yeah, I don't know what it does. I'm going to take it off and give it a lap and see. But yeah, the oil's drained out, so I'll see if I've got a filter. You can see all up under the car, you can see the shine on the cross members and that's that X-Troll. They're rust proof and stuff. It's great. All through there. So it seals everything up, and yeah, it guards against stone chips and all that sort of thing. So there's the old Johnny. Have to get on that and go for another lap.